right, back of the pack, Ultra Guy. I am really excited about this one because in my mind, it's kind of like I've got a little Aravaipa celebrity here, and she's agreed to do this podcast. So I'm really excited. This week we have Jen Laughlin on, and anyone who's been around Aravaipa, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon type of thing, you know who Jen is. She's always around. She's, does everything, social media. She's at the events. I mean, you've seen her. So I'm super excited for this. I actually I heard about Jen on a podcast years ago. We Run the Desert. And I was just like, man, this lady is awesome. And then I started following her on social media, and I just follow all of her content. Thought, man, there's some of the things that she talks about. I'm like, these are important topics. I'd love to share these out with everybody else. So without further ado, this week we have Jen Laughlin. Jen, would you just mind introducing yourself a little bit? Where'd you grow up, and how did you find sports and, your way into the ultra community?
Well, thank you for having me, first of all.
Of course.
I'm Jen. I am 50, which is crazy to say that out loud. Originally from Southern California, but we've been in Phoenix area since 2009. I grew up, honestly, barefoot and feral. I mean, just playing all sorts of sports. I have a twin, and we were the youngest of four. My two older, they were brothers, boys. But for some reason, my twin and I, we were the most athletic in the family. And my dad was big into athletics, so he just really latched on to the two of us. And we played sports all growing up, played soccer collegiately, and actually discovered my love for running like on Sundays during soccer season when I just needed some time alone. That's when I actually started to run for fun. And then it was kind of like, hey, let's do a race. Like, you're doing a 10-mile race, or you're crazy. And then we're like, oh, we'll do it too. And it kind of just like evolved over time. And then moving here, actually, we used to trail run in the Eastern Sierra where we go camping every year, but nothing serious. But then moving here, we lived right down from the trails, and I ran up the street one day, made a left on a trail in the White Tanks, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in love with desert trail running. So that's kind of how that started.
Awesome. And it's funny, you used the word feral to describe your childhood. Now, I'm not saying we had the same childhood, but I've noticed we're around the same age, and all of our childhoods were considered feral by today's
They were. Yeah, they were.
My older girls can't even fathom the fact that my mom, their grandma, had no idea where I was. And I would just come home for dinner, and they cannot understand it. But wasn't it fantastic to grow up like that?
It was amazing. And I think it really it taught us a lot about life. And like, hey, we didn't have water, we didn't have snacks, we had a garden hose, and that was plenty. Like, we just didn't need anything. But it's interesting though, because now as parents, I feel like I know my husband and I were kind of the exact opposite with our kids. Like, we're very like, okay, where are you going? Who are you going with? Check in with us. Like, I think we're so paranoid because there was things that went wrong, growing up that we probably wouldn't wish on our kids. And we're just trying to prevent that, but also still give them the freedom. It's such a hard line. I know it's tough.
I completely agree with you. I can remember as a kid, at this time we were in Utah, and rollerblading was just huge, right? Everyone had to have a pair of rollerblades, and we had it's Utah, so there's huge hills everywhere. And we would just no brakes all the way down this hill, and my friend crashed, and his knees, there's just blood everywhere. And I was like, oh, let's wash it off in this gutter. So we're like putting dirty water on his leg. But then we went back to his house, and his mom's like, oh yeah, you're okay, and kind of washed him up. But there was no freak out. There was no like call the ambulance. But
oh my gosh,
we won't sit and tell all these childhood stories, but I just think it's so interesting. There's actually a book, I forget the gentleman's name who wrote it, but it's called The Coddling of the American Mind. And it's all about, he goes all into early childhood, the way it was kind of when we were kids, and then even when our parents were kids, and just the difference it makes in these kids and going out into the world and being comfortable with certain things.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating. He actually shares this statistic that it's actually safer for kids today than it was back then. Like, it's safer today than it was
Wow.
back then. And he
Yeah.
uses all these metrics, and you just go, no way.
Well, that's crazy.
He even brings up the fact, he's like, well, think about it. Today you have social media and you see something terrible happen in Guatemala, and just naturally as parents, we go, oh, that's probably happening here. You know, and we
Right.
think, or there was a shooting in New York. We're like, oh my gosh, my nice little neighborhood, there's going to be a shooting. It's like, no, it's, you know, we're just so inundated with news, but we're way off topic. So,
Sorry,
yes,
already. Sorry.
no, that's me. Feral childhoods were fantastic. So I love that you said that. And it's interesting though that you found the trail running. You mentioned you were running up in the Sierras. Obviously, that's an amazing place.
Yeah.
And then you come here and you find yourself the White Tanks. About what age was that when you guys moved here, or when you were out at the White Tanks?
Gosh, so it was shortly after our third child was old enough for me to like actually leave him for a bit. So he was born in 2011. It was probably around 2012. And I think like one of the coolest things was the fact that we had lived there for a couple of years, but we moved, we decided to have another baby. There's all of that. I hadn't really ventured out. I had no idea White Tank Regional Park was literally 3 miles from my house. Like we've since moved, and now I'm by Skyline and Lost Creek trails, and it's amazing here. But had no idea. So it was just like, oh my gosh, I can go up here and run on trails from my house. Like this is insane. So that like slowly, I don't know what it was, but there was something around 2013 or 24. I think it was 2014. I was 38 and I was talking to my twin on the phone, and I go, I don't know what it is, but I want to run an ultra marathon by the time I'm 40. And she was like, okay, like what? and because she's also athletic and works out and runs and everything too. But I just decided, like, for some reason, I was like, I'm going to do it by the time I'm 40. That's what I'm going to do. I thought it would be when I was 40, but for some reason, I took a total fast track and I ran my first one when I was 38. So 2014 Mesquite Canyon 50K. Have you done that one?
I have. And let me say, kudos to you if that was your first ultra, because that Jamil, if you ever hear this, that is a nasty course. That is a real deal course.
I didn't know what I was doing. Like I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I did a 20-miler at Coldwater Rumble was my like training race to see, But I remember the first time, like I ran from the house and I went up, I did like a loop up Mesquite, and I was coming down Goat Camp for the very first time. This was just like on a training run before the race. And I'm coming down this, and I'm like, I don't even know what to do with this. Like I couldn't figure out. I'm like, this is so steep and so rocky. I was like, what the hell am I getting myself into? I'm like, I don't know how to get down this thing. So, I mean, fast forward, I did the race anyway. It was awful. I finished in like over 8 hours. Like I was dying. Like some lady, I didn't know how to fuel. I didn't know what I was doing. So, some lady saw me dying and she's like, here, take this pill. And I was like, I don't take drugs from strangers, but right now I'm desperate. It was a salt cap. So she gave me 2 of them. I took one and it was like, I had like a fairy like wave a wand, and then suddenly I felt great and I started running, and then I crashed again. And then I had like one more to get me through the end. But I swore after that, I was like, I'm never doing this again. Never doing this again. And then one of my really good friends, she was like, Jen, you're doing it again. She's like, you could be good at this if you tried. I'm like, I don't think so. Based on that was a disaster. So that was in March. And then it was in September, she talked me into doing Javelina Hangover 50K. Mm-hmm. And it went so much better. I was like, okay, this isn't so bad. Different course, obviously. Right. But I just realized at that time, I was like, okay, it was bad. I didn't know what I was doing. I should just try it again. And it went worlds better the second time.
Well, but it's interesting. You need to call out the fact that, and people outside of Arizona don't realize this, but when the Mesquite Canyon race is held in March, it can be extremely hot.
Yeah,
And we're
very
just
hot.
coming out of winter in
Yeah.
Arizona, and it can be so, I remember the year I did it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. It's like that first wave where it starts to get really hot. Mesquite Canyon's completely exposed, there's no
Yeah.
cover, and you
Hmm.
just bake out there. So
Yeah.
I know everyone in like Wisconsin or somewhere else is like March, but yeah,
Yeah.
it can get really hot
I
at that time of the year.
I've done that race multiple times, and I've done every distance at that race like a couple times. And I don't think, I mean, maybe there's been a couple times where it was nice, but all the other times it was like, and you have there's long stretches between aid stations. Like there's no other way to do it. So if you're not bringing enough water with you, it's like, forget it. You're in trouble. It's definitely, I've told people that story. They're like, oh, what was your first 50K? I'm like, Mesquite Canyon. They're like, what? Like, I know. It was in my backyard. I had to do it.
So
So yeah, but it's good times.
when you told us about the Javelina race, it sounded a lot better. What do you think it was? Just the experience, the salt, or just all the above?
Gosh, I feel like it was all the above. I mean, at the time I was still pretty fit, like coming off of, the 50K and just continuing to run through the summer. So I don't really know what it was. It was at night. That's helpful. It was still
Yeah,
warm, but I think it was kind of like another beginner's luck, really. I think the first time was no luck at all because I just didn't know what the heck I was doing. And then the second time I went in again thinking it was probably going to be a complete failure, but I should just give it another shot. And it did go a lot better. But like, mind you, I've never really trained properly. That's my problem is I've never trained properly for an ultra marathon. Like never. And that's my fault. you know like I always like there's training plans and everything, but I put too much pressure on myself to follow the training plan so much that it gives me anxiety. So I just keep it super loose and just kind of wing it every single time. um, but sometimes it's gone well, other times it's gone terrible. It's just kind of been
Jen,
my
you're
track
not
record.
alone. You've got a fellow wing it person here on the call with you.
Yeah.
Like I've had a coach, and the coach I had, Lance Red Hat Coaching, he's awesome. But I'm like you. I miss a training day or maybe two in a row, and I'm like, I've let my coach down. He's gonna hate me. I'm the worst. So I agree with you. There is that anxiety there with coaching or training plans for sure.
Yeah. And then there's family, there's travel, there's so many things that come up, and you're like, how do I figure out how to do this long run when I'm on vacation and my family's like waiting for me?
Yeah.
It's hard. So I mean, I think in my entire life, I've probably trained by the book for one race, and it was a 10-mile road run. And it went great.
I
I was actually pushing my second child during most of those training runs in a
Wow,
jogger. Yeah, I was really fit. But
that's
yeah, I just
awesome.
kind of like, I've never really followed a plan. When I did my 100, I'd done 100. I did Mogi and Monster in 2021.
Yes, my favorite
Yeah,
one.
it's the
Oh, it's
best.
such a good one.
And like, in knowing like my issue is always my stomach. Like I never have a problem with like pain or like, oh, I don't want to do this. It's always like my stomach just completely blows up. So like when I trained for that race, all I did was I was doing like 20 to 25 miles a week on average. And then I would jump into a long race and I would just go super slow and work on eating, because that was the only way I was going to be able to finish that race, is if I could keep calories in. Because I'm like known for just exploding, like vomiting, and just like completely can't take in any food or calories. It's awful. So that one, I knew, I was like, if I want to finish this race, I have to be able to eat. That still actually went completely sideways, but I finished it. So that's all that matters. But it was
Yeah,
amazing.
I mean that I've had multiple guests, and we just go down this like 10-minute rabbit hole about Mogollon. It's a special race. It's a special part of Arizona. Pine is amazing,
That's
and
awesome.
the rim up there when you get on top of the rim and the views are just unreal. The whole
Yeah.
race is great, and obviously Aravaipa does such a good job with their aid stations and just with the whole race in general. But it's such a great race, and for your first 100, like you could have chosen like Coldwater, but
I know
you
that
dived
should
in.
that technically should have been my first 100 because I've done
Yeah,
every distance on the old course. I've done every distance there
really.
on that course on the old one. And but
Right.
I'm not sure what made. I think it was because I know I needed to hike more and not go, because my problem, I go too fast, I get carried away, I get caught up in the excitement, and then I forget to eat and I forget to drink, and then it just goes downhill. So I knew, like with Mogollon, I was like, okay, we start and we're hiking like from this get-go. So that was like, I'm like, this is perfect for me. And it's cooler and it's in the mountains. And like, I just knew that that was most likely going to be it. And I jumped in and I told my family, I said, you guys, I'm just going to do this 100 mile, and you're going to need to, you need to be okay with it. You need to support me. And they did. And it was great.
But you brought up a good point, and I don't want to, spend a ton of time talking about it, but there is a consideration for training and family and travel and all that. I mean, I think back to times when, my kids are getting older now, but when I started this whole thing, they were quite young, and I just remember going to, like, you're in a hotel or something, right? And you got to get up for your long run. And I'm all trying to sneak out, and let me tell you, you cannot shut a hotel room door quietly.
Yeah, no, you can't.
And it clunk,
They did not design them for
Yeah.
that.
And my wife gets up, and then the kids get up, and it's just like, oh, and it's so,
Yeah.
oh, I'll just do it later in the day, and you get busy. So I think people have to be realistic. Like when you sign up for a race, like good example is Mogollon. If you sign up for Mogollon, you're training through the summer, and
Yeah.
it's hot. At
Hmm.
least in Arizona. I mean, maybe you're
Yeah.
somewhere else. But all those things are considerations going into an event, before you sign up. Think about that, right? Oh, we've got that big trip to California planned. Can I really
Yeah.
get out first thing in the morning and not wake up the kids?
Right.
Or, this is supposed to be a romantic getaway. Am I really going to be doing, like huge 5-hour training runs while we're on this
I
getaway?
know. And that we did travel a lot that summer. I mean, we were like in Hawaii. I don't know where else we went. So that's why, like, if it's funny because I looked back at my Strava recently and I was looking at the buildup, and literally 20, 25 mile weeks on average. And then it was like 50 mile race. Tusher's 70K was one of my big training races for that. Finishing Tusher's 70K, I was like, if I can finish this, I can finish
Yes.
Mogollon. Like
That's
that
a
one
nasty
was,
one.
it was nasty. And
Good for
it's so
you.
funny because if there is going to be one more ultra marathon that I do, I have to go back and finish Tusher's 100K because I've done all the distances there. And then 2 summers ago, I was training for the 100K, and I got COVID in the beginning of July, and I rolled an ankle and tore ligaments like a week later. And
Oh,
I still tried to run the race, and I couldn't finish it, and it was really sad. I shouldn't have even tried. Like honestly, I knew going into it, like I'm a bad COVID person. I'm just kind of like, how some people get it and they're never the same. Like I'm one of those people, and I've had it twice, and I ended up getting it literally at the beginning of July, and then rolling my ankle on the 4th of July, and then but I was like, oh, but we've got the room booked and we've got it all planned out. Like I just got to go. I can do it. I can do it. I can gut it out. And I just couldn't. It was awful. And it was sad. So there's like
well,
one book that's still open, and that's the one that's bothering me. And I've thought maybe, and definitely not this summer, but maybe next summer. I don't know. We'll see.
well, listen, I have a standing invitation with multiple past guests who are going back to go, get their revenge on a race. So you have an open invitation to come back on and tell us all about completing Tusher's 100K because I would love to hear about it.
Yeah.
Because those are the best ones where you struggled you had that adversity and you go back and then you get it. And there, I have one guest who I've known for a long time, and she's had multiple races back to back just like that, where she went back again and tried and still DNF'd, and then went back again and DNF'd. So, and she just keeps going after it. It's like, it's so impressive. That's so amazing to me. I took a DNF really hard, that last one I had, and it's debilitating. So, kudos to you for having, your sights still set on that, because it can be debilitating.
Yeah, it's definitely in the back of my mind. I mean, Teschers has scared me since the first time I ever heard about it. Like when Aravaipa first took it over, I remember like watching a YouTube video, and I was watching the video just going, "Oh my gosh, like this race is crazy. I would never do this race." And then next thing I know, I'm like, I went out with a friend. It was 2020. We went out. We still had the race, but it was very like, it was weird. It was all COVID-y and we were all masked up. And I just went out there to do some social media and check it out. And just being out there, I was like, oh my gosh, this place it's crazy. It's like 10,000 feet and above. I mean, you're like never hardly below 10,000 feet.
Yeah.
It's insane. And I thought to myself, I was like, there's no way I could do a race like this ever. And then I went out there and I was like, I think I want to do this. I don't know why, but I think I do. So I did the 70K training for Mogollon, and then the next year um I did the marathon and then the half marathon the following year. And then I was supposed to do the 100K, and I tried and I failed. But it's okay, It's
Yeah.
one of those things. It's still in the back of my mind. I still might give it another go. Not this
Yeah.
summer, but the next.
But I think that's
Officially.
something. I think that's something cool about this sport and the ultra community in general. Is like, if this was a road running show and you said, "Oh, I did Tokyo," I would say, "Oh, how fast did you do Tokyo?" And but in the ultra world, the ultra community, you're like, "I finished Mogollon. I did Mogollon. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's amazing." No one's
Yeah.
like, "Well, how fast did you do it? What were your
What
splits?"
place did you come in?
Exactly.
It's like, it doesn't matter. I friggin' finished. I have a
Exactly.
buckle.
Yeah.
I,
And the
I
same thing
saw
with
two sunrises.
yeah. The same thing with the DNF. It's kind of like, oh man, and you're going back. That's awesome. It's just it's such an interesting world. But Jen,
Yeah.
I really want to know, when you started trail running. We've obviously heard how you found trail running. You've ran through your races, which are awesome. How did you get connected into Aravaipa during, like, when and how did you get connected into Aravaipa at during this time?
So it's a little bit of a long story, but I'll try to shorten it up. So I would say in like 2014 or 15. Do you remember Dirtbag Runners on social
Yeah,
media? Okay,
yeah,
so I like had just started my Instagram, like my own account, and I discovered them, and I was like, oh, this is fun. So we started following each other, and then it turned out the girl who started it, she was from where I was from. So we kind of just started like chatting, like just through DMs and whatnot. And then she was like, hey, like, I would really love some help with this account. Like, do you think you would want to help me? And I was like, sure. Like, I was a stay at home mom at the time. I'm like, I love Instagram. Like, I just really liked Instagram. It was always light. It was always fun. It was always pretty. Back then it was like one photo and a caption. It was very
yeah.
simple. So I started helping them, and just for like swag and just for fun. Then, like, fast forward to God, what was that? 16. I tried to do Black Canyon 100K for the first time. So that race didn't go well. That race has only gone well for me one time, and that wasn't even good. I hate that race. I love working at it. I'll never run it again. But I was coming into an aid station. I was running. I was chafing really badly. And I came into this weird aid station with all these funny signs, and I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but it was squirrel's nut butter. I used the
Ah,
product. It like literally healed my chafe, and it was open skin, like starting to bleed, but it healed it from like the time I used it to the next aid station. I didn't finish the race. It wasn't because of the chafing, because it healed the chafing. But by that point, like, I was like, this product is amazing. I need to be involved in it somehow. So I looked them up on Instagram. They had an account and they had like 80 followers, but like no posts. So I reached out to Chris Thornley and I was like, hey, like, I use your product. I'm obsessed with it. Like, I just need to be involved in this somehow because it's amazing. Like, it really is truly magic. So I started, and just for lube and, for free, I was like, I will, if you trust me, I can run this account for you. Like, I'm getting some experience with dirtbag runners. So I took on Squirrel's Nut Butter. Again, not getting paid, just getting like free goodies. So, I think it was a few years later, or maybe a year later, I was at Coldwater Rumble and I was with my twin. My twin and I used to run that race all the time. And I was in the warming tent and Jamil came up and I was like, why is he coming up to me? I've never said hi to him before. He doesn't know me. I don't know. What does he want to talk to me about? So anyway, he asked if, I ran the Squirrel Nut Butter account. I said, yes. He said he needed help with one of his accounts. And I was like, and he's like, how much do you charge? And I'm like, I don't charge anything. Like, I'm literally just doing it for fun because I love it. And I was like, well, which account? And he was like, run steep, get high. And immediately I'm just like, oh God, like I'm scared of run steep, get high. I'm like, I'm not a run steeper and getting high. Like these people are like, I thought they were just like, way elite mountain runners. Like I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Took on that account and he's just like, you sure don't want me to pay you? And I was like, no, I'm just doing this for fun. So I was getting like, races and swag, but that's when I really like dove into making a community. Like I really wanted to make Run Steep Get High. Like I wanted moms to wear Run Steep Get High. I wanted old people, like I wanted everyone. Like I didn't want people to think they had to be like a super crazy awesome runner to wear Run Steep Get High. So like I took on that account and that was like my goal. And it was like I felt like I accomplished that. So then anyway, fast forward again, my youngest is getting ready to go to preschool or to kinder. And my husband's like, yeah, maybe he's our youngest. He's like, maybe you should maybe get a job, looking to get a job. And I was like, hold on. I said, I have a feeling something's going to happen. Like, just wait. So ironically, that summer, I started working with Aravaipa, like getting paid. And then Squirrels Nut Butter started paying me too that summer. So I
Hey.
was like, look at this. So look, it happened. Like I just had a feeling. I was like, if I keep, working hard, like I'm really passionate about what I do. Like I love it and I feel like it shows. So I felt like that was how it just kind of like I manifested it maybe. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's how it
Well,
started.
no, it's a great story because it's something that you were enjoying. It's the ultra community. You obviously like that community. You're in
I
it.
do.
You
Yeah.
understand it. And so what a natural progression, right?
Mhm.
Like how much different would it have been if you're like, no, I need to get paid up front. But instead you're like, no, I'm going to figure this out. I want to
Yeah.
figure out I want to figure out how it works. I want to, come up with a plan. And that's an awesome story. And I want to give you a compliment. So hopefully you're good at taking compliments. You have such a good account, your personal account. I detest influencers. Like, and what I mean by influencers is people who, like, they're selling stuff. It's so corny. It's all scripted. I look at your stuff and I'm just like, it's just fun, but it's impactful. Like, I look at it. I mean, obviously, I reach out to you, like, hey, Jen, let's, your content is genuine, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I think that's so rare today because everyone's trying to be an influencer. Everyone's trying to hawk something on social media. But I don't even get that vibe at all from your account. It's just genuine and real. It's awesome.
Well, thank
Kudos to you
you.
for that.
You know what's so funny? So I mean, my personal account, like I don't really like, wasn't really posting a whole lot on it. Like I like to do stories, keep it simple. But like once I started, having these issues with like my hormones and all of it getting older and stuff, I would put together like a reel, like, and I thought it was funny. And I was like, I think this is funny. And I like the first reel I think I did that really took off is it's a looping video of my sister fly fishing. and it has the Limp Bizkit song "Break Stuff," like and it says like I was today years old when I realized this song was about women in perimenopause. I thought it was funny. I sent it to my sister as a direct messaged her. I'm like, and she was like, "That is so funny." I'm like, I'm gonna post it. I don't care because my own account. I'm like, I don't care. If I think it's funny, I'm just gonna post it. Like I just don't care. So that reel like went crazy, and I was all, oh my God, like this is so wild. Like there's a lot of women that are, this is resonating with, like, this is crazy. So then I would just, every now and then I'd have an idea or like try a concept for like another, brand that Bear Vipa or whatever, Squirrel's Nut Butter. Like I'd have an idea and I was like, I'm going to try it on my account first and just see what happens. And then suddenly it's like, I don't know what happened, but there was a post that I made a little bit ago and it went crazy. And I got so many followers from it. Like I wasn't even trying to like be the like that. And it just happened. And the thing that is so exciting to me is that there's so many women and men who feel the exact same way. Like I like the comments, like I read all the comments and I comment back something no matter what. But like the fact that so many people are just like, thank God, like someone's saying what I've been thinking for so long. And I'm like, I love this. Like, so now suddenly it's kind of funny though, because I'm like, oh God, I feel pressure. Like, I need to keep coming up with fun stuff, like funny stuff and relatable things. But it's been really fun. And just like having this, it makes me feel better about aging, knowing that there's so many other women who, like, we're all trying to find, like, our voice and our space. And like, hey, you know what? I'm 50. I have wrinkles. Like, who freaking cares? Like, why can't we just look past that and just like see, like, just enjoy our lives and, do our best with, especially like, mentioning hormones. Like, that's a big thing right now, huge thing. And there's a lot of women like who comment and they're like, what's HRT? And I'm like, oh my gosh, please, like, I need to share my experience with you because I'm not an expert. Like, I'm not a specialist. I'm not like, anything like that, but I just want to share like my experience because going through what I was going through, it was awful. It's truly awful and it affects every aspect of your life. And it's just like if we can do something that can help it, like we should all be doing it for sure.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you're speaking on that because um, I know we talked a little bit about this before the call, but it to me, specific. I'm a guy, so I'm not a woman, but I'm married to a woman and have 4 daughters, and I just see what they go through hormonally, and it's like now as you're getting older, as a female gets older, it's like how unfair is that their whole life they've been having these ups and downs hormonally monthly, and then all of a sudden they get to 50, 45, 55, and it's like they go through it's even worse from what I understand.
Yeah.
And how unfair is that? Why not
Mm-hmm.
use this tool, balance everything out? I mean, it's just unfair that to me at least that's happening
Yeah.
in that way. And I know guys obviously too. Let's not leave them out. You don't have to feel like that. We're
Yeah.
this is like a HRT anonymous, right? Like I'm on HRT, I'm on TRT. So like it's totally it's helped me completely. Like
Yeah.
and I think guys have a misconception. So for all the guys listening, they have a misconception of what it really is. Like, Google the symptoms of low testosterone. I can promise you it's not what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that thing.
Yeah.
Google it. We're talking about drive. We're talking about desire to just do normal things. You feel balanced.
Mm-hmm.
I even see it with appetite, recovery from workouts, strength building. Like when you do, I mean, I'm not a gym rat, but when I do my strength building, it's just amazing. You just feel great. And it
Yeah.
was so funny. I don't know about you, Jen, but when I first started doing TRT, I was like, I don't know, is this going to work? And then like it took me about a month. I don't know how it works on the female side, but it took me about a month to start to feel balanced.
Hmm.
And I just realized one day I was like, I feel so young. I
Oh,
feel like
that's
good.
awesome.
I just feel good. And it was so weird because before I was kind of like, ugh. At my heaviest, where mine manifested a lot, Jen, was in weight gain. At my heaviest, I was
Mm,
almost 210 pounds. I'm like 5'8" on a good day. You know, maybe if I tippy toe up, I'll be 5'9". So on a good day, I'm 5'8". That's really heavy for me at least. And I just remember like I was trying to do my CrossFit workouts. Nothing was working. You know,
hmm.
I was buying my meals from this cook that would deliver to CrossFit. So it wasn't like I was just eating McDonald's all day. And it's
Yeah.
just like, what is wrong with me?
Oh,
And
it's crazy.
it's wild. I don't know if you're with your experience on the female side, but at least that's how I felt, on the male side.
Oh yeah, no, it was awful. I mean, it was like a like 10-pound weight gain overnight, pretty much overnight. It was like hot flashes, night sweats all the time. I mean, it was a constant. Like my brain, I mean, yes, brain fog, but just like almost like at this anger at everything that I am not an angry person. I'm like a
Yes.
really happy person. And I would wake up, I didn't want to get out of bed in the morning. I mean, it was like, and then like not to mention like unexplained joint pain, skin changes. I had crazy eczema like on the in the crooks of my arms,
Hmm.
all of these things. Like there's so many things that happen with when your hormones are like going bye bye that people don't realize. It's insane. So like it took me some time. I mean, I did dabble with my gynecologist. Unfortunately, she didn't know what she was doing, and I thought I'm just going to give her a chance. My twin goes to a specialist. My twin's like, go see my specialist. She's going to get you right. I didn't do that for a couple of years and I regret it because I feel like I lost a lot of time because I was a disaster. But then, you see the specialist and it's definitely not like, okay, well, here's these hormones and you're going to feel great tomorrow. It's very much I mean, the immediate thing for me, I put my estrogen patch on at that point, I was sweating 24/7. Like my twin and I went camping a couple weeks before that. We were sleeping, it was probably 13 degrees outside in a tent. We were in a tent, 13 degrees, and I had all of my covers kicked off. And she's waking up, like
Gosh.
checking on me, going, Jen, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, put your blankets on. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Fine. But I'm telling you, 3 days after I put that patch on, I've never had a hot flash or a night sweat again. That happened so fast, it was insane. But my other stuff took a little bit more time. Like my body wasn't digesting the progesterone, so we had to like increase it and then add a digestive enzyme. And then now I'm taking testosterone cream. I've had it for about a month and a half now. But I think a lot of women either they don't know about it or they think as soon as I start taking it, it's going to be like all good. But it's like
Mm.
every 3 months, you're getting your blood tested. Like you're like kind of getting, you're like a little guinea pig because they have to test your ratios. So, and then during this time, your body is constantly changing. Like, so one day you feel great. The next day you're like, oh, wow. Like, it's just everything's bigger, everything. And so that was hard for me because I'm a small framed person and like things were just giant that normally aren't giant. And it was rough, but it's just like, okay, remind yourself this is part of the process. Like, this is part of it. Just get through it. Just get through it. It's tough, but just knowing that you're on the path to like figuring it out, it's just so relieving. Like, I can't push it enough, honestly. I cannot push HRT enough. It's been
Well,
life changing.
for the guests who are listening and are not able to see Jen, when you heard her say she uses testosterone cream, and you may have gotten an idea that she's like a massive bodybuilder because she's on testosterone. It's the opposite. Like not even close. I think I hear from a lot of females around this topic and also around like strength training. You hear that all the time, like, oh, I just don't want to get big. Like,
No. Yeah.
it's, I see guys in the gym that try extremely hard to get big. It takes a lot of work. I've seen, you know, it's just interesting to me the how strong the assumptions and the misnomers are around this topic.
Yes, like there's
It's amazing.
so many misconceptions about testosterone. When I was going to add it, I waited a while to add it. My husband was like so worried. He's like, oh, okay, these are all the side effects. I just don't want you to get all big and like ripped. And I'm like, that would take me taking way more like I'm just trying to give back to my body what has taken a hike. Like I'm not
Yes.
taking more of it. I'm like, what? Like it's frustrating. I'm like, please do some more research. So, I mean, it's definitely been like a learning experience for everyone in this
Yeah.
house, and it's been really good. I think by now he realizes like I'm fine, and I'm not going to become this like raging bodybuilder.
But
Like
that's
with
but
my,
that's what people think, right? Because you hear
you know,
testosterone and you immediately think like roid rage and
yeah,
aggression. It's like no, like the amount of testosterone you're intaking is so low. I mean, these people
yeah,
that are roid raging, I mean, their levels are just insane
yeah,
compared to just. I mean, listen, anyone out there hearing this, you have a doctor monitoring you. And like Jen was saying, my doctor takes my blood once every 2 to 3 months. We have a quarterly call together. He reviews the labs. He makes adjustments. Like it is so scientific. It's not like
yeah.
you're like Jen. I'm sure you're not
Here you
buying your test.
go.
Yeah, you're not buying your test from the guy behind the gym in a van. Like
Right. Yeah.
take this much. This is how much you need. It's
Yeah.
totally scientific and
It's all
uh,
very monitored. And I mean,
yes.
it's definitely a bit of a hassle, but you know what's more of a hassle is like feeling awful at all
Yes.
costs.
And
You
that's
know,
why I'm
that
so
is,
glad you're speaking on this because I do have a lot of female listeners and again, it's just so unfair. And if you can change it, why not change it? And the same thing for
yeah,
guys. I'm not just trying to focus on the females. Same thing for guys. Like I'm serious. Google the symptoms. You will be shocked
yeah,
at your assumptions in your mind compared to the actual symptoms. It's yeah, totally. In my mind, I think you would be nuts to be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna continue down this road because I don't want the inconvenience of a cream or a patch or an injection or something along those lines. So
right.
yeah, I'm so glad your posts are all about it. I'm glad you're sharing this. I just think it's important. Maybe not for the young 20s and 30s, but for us, Jen, I think it's
Us
important.
elders, us elders. Yes. We need
Yeah, I
to,
see these
we need to be seen here.
I see these young bucks. They got more testosterone in their pinky than I have in my whole body. It's like
Oh my
they're just
gosh.
to be 21 again, man. Wouldn't that be amazing? To
I know. And
to
it's
take
so funny because like mentally, like, or physically, yes, I'd love to be 21 again.
That's what I was just about to
Mentally,
say.
yeah,
Yes, yes,
hell no.
yeah.
It's such a different game. I swear there's a saying that my sister used to say, and it's funny. I don't know if I can say bad words. Can I say a bad
Oh,
word?
yes. This is
Okay.
a
So
this. Yes.
it's like 30s, you don't give a shit. The 40s, in your 30s, you don't give a shit. In your 40s, you don't give a fuck. I found that as soon as I turned 50, like that became, it's
Yeah.
crazy how my mindset has changed on so many things. And it's been so amazing. Like things that would stress me out or I'd freak out about before. I'm eh, like
Yeah.
you just have a different perspective on everything. And it's amazing. Like I wish I could stay this age forever. Like obviously I wish I could have a younger body again and all that stuff. So we don't have to worry about replacing our hormones. But as far as mindset goes, it's like pretty incredible.
No,
It's
there's
like,
there's definitely something to be said about the wisdom that comes along with having lived, multiple things in life,
mhm.
multiple big life experiences. It gives you a lot of perspective, a ton of perspective that you didn't have when you're 20. So, like you said, if I could take my,
Yeah.
44-year-old, 43-year-old mind and put it in my 21-year-old body, that would be fantastic. But
I know,
I don't want
right?
to be a dumb 20-year-old again. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I had a lot of
Oh
fun though. That
boy.
was, I
Yes.
had a lot of,
It was
I had
definitely
a lot of
fun
fun.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
sometimes
that's so funny.
at the wrong expenses of things. But yes, that. So yeah, I mean, I agree with you, and I think it's so important to talk about it because I think it normalizes the fact that it's like, hey, it's okay. You're getting older. It's okay that you know, that you need to have some type of balance, hormone balance. Dude, it's fine. There's nothing, it's not you. It's not
Right.
what's wrong with you. It's just what's happening. And that's totally
Hmm.
fine. But
Yeah.
maybe I'm preaching to the wrong choir here and I'll get
No,
some
it's,
comments back, but that's how
oh
I think
no.
about it.
Yeah, but it's interesting though, like having like going through that time in my life with my hormones and then my Achilles tendonitis that I literally was running through for 2.5 years. It was ridiculous. So I'm like, I'm dealing with my hormone craziness. I'm trying to run through Achilles tendonitis. It was awful. And then suddenly, like, it all kind of came together because I finally decided to go to a PT for my Achilles. I finally decided to go to a specialist for my hormones. And it was just like a work of those things. So, like, I'm working on my, my exercises, trying to get better, working on patients with the hormones. And it's wild how it all kind of happened at the same time. And I feel like during that time, I evolved like a ton. So, like, whereas before, I started mountain biking because I couldn't really run. And I'm like, we have this old mountain bike. I'm going to start riding it. Love mountain biking now. I have a new mountain bike. I have a great mountain bike. My husband got me a new one for Christmas. It's beautiful. Well, I picked up mountain biking. I started hiking more. I got a weighted vest, started hiking more with a weighted vest. And I'm like, man, like all these things that I thought would not satisfy me like running would, these things are also satisfying me like running would. So it's been neat to have that transformation, but also I'm excited to start running again. Like it's cool, like how it all like I feel very grateful how it all came together. And yeah, I mean, I'm totally not in running shape. Like I'll probably try to jump into Mesquite Canyon 8K because I'll be out there working. If my coworker's out there with me and he can cover for me while I do the 8K, like I'll do that. Like I did the Coldwater 5 miler last in January. I hadn't ran a race pain free in ages. Like I finished that race and I was like crying because I was so happy. Like
Oh, that's so
it's been
awesome.
like it's just been amazing. Like you just don't all that time with all the pain and everything going on. Like once you get through it all, it's just like, it's pretty cool. Yeah. It's like, it makes me emotional just like talking about it.
Yeah, because it's something you loved and it not that it was taken away from you, but for a period of time you couldn't do it in an enjoyable way. And
Yeah.
now
It
it's
was
back and
awful.
it's like getting an old friend back where you're like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
missed you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I missed you." But I agree with you. Mountain biking, for anyone out there, anybody listening, try mountain biking. It is such a great cross training tool, and it is so fun.
It's
You,
so
you don't
fun and
you don't
so
need to
hard.
be one of those guys that or those gals, those downhill people that are wearing the full face helmet and they're
Yeah.
jumping off rocks. You don't have to do that, but just going in those rolling areas of the trail and maybe a downhill. It is just so much fun.
Yeah, it's so
I
fun. And like, I do find that nowadays mountain biking is the only thing that I'm doing where I'm not thinking of anything else but mountain biking because it's so technical and you're constantly thinking like, okay, wait, what gear do I have to put this in? Oh my God, look out for this rock. Like it's so hard. Like I didn't realize how hard mountain biking was at all until I started. And I'm like, holy
it's
moly, this is
it
crazy.
builds your engine for sure. It builds
Yeah.
that cardiovascular system for sure.
Hmm.
It's when you're watching them, like if you're watching a proficient mountain biker on the trails, it doesn't look like they're working very hard, but I can guarantee you they're killing themselves. It is a really
Oh
tough
God,
sport.
it really is. Like I had no idea. I was like, how is this? How is this going to be a workout? Oh my God! Like I'll do like a section of trail with my girlfriend, and we'll like stop and wait for each other, and we're just like, like
Yeah.
just like trying to catch our breath. I was like, how did I not realize what a great like cardio workout this is? It is. It's awesome. Yeah, I love it.
You said something else that I wanted to touch on really quick was you were like you talked about going back and doing some of these shorter distances.
Yeah.
I think, at least for me and some of my other guests that I've had on, there's almost this like path that we all put ourselves on when we first start in the ultra world, where it's like, okay, 50 miler, 100K, 100 miler, 200, 250, 3, it's like this path where you're like, I'm going to be going down this, I got to get to the next biggest, the biggest.
Yeah.
You get to a point where like you do a shorter race. Like a good example, I did Cocodona, and then my first race after that
Awesome.
was Copper Corridor, the hill climb. It's just 5 miles. It was so much fun.
I bet. Yeah.
You go out, you see all your ultra friends, you see all your people. You're done way before lunch. You can go
Uh-huh.
have lunch somewhere.
And you actually
And
feel like eating afterwards.
yeah, and you
That's
don't
my
have to
problem.
sleep. You don't sleep out on the trail.
Yeah.
You're not out there all night. It was so much fun, and I'm a big proponent of go out and do a shorter race and just have a
Yeah.
good time, because to me it was almost like that old friend, like I was saying for you, like it was almost like that for me with the when I went back and started doing some shorter ones and going, this is fun, like I like this,
Yeah.
because you get
I
this, at least
agree.
for me, you go down this road where it's like, oh, the next big one, I got to do the triple Cocodona times 3. It's like, no, it's like, just
I
stop, go do the hill
know.
climb, go do the 8K, go do the half marathon.
Yeah.
My brother and I just got, this was April, I think it was April. We did the Rocky Balboa half marathon in Philadelphia,
Oh
and
my
you end at the
gosh.
Rocky Steps. It was so much fun.
Oh my gosh. That's
First of
so
all, I'm
cool.
a ridiculous Rocky fan,
Yeah.
but I was just, I was out there with my brother. We don't live close to each other, so that was fun. We were just, it was like we were done. And you
Yeah.
have the whole day ahead of you. We went and got lunch and we hung out and walked around. There is there is, don't get me wrong, the 100, the 200, the multi-day stuff, it's all awesome and it's such a great experience. But don't sleep on the shorter ones as you're going up.
Yes. I
That's how
know.
I think.
Cause I agree. I mean, I'm actually halfway decent at like shorter and like middle distance. I'm definitely built more for that type of running. And but I also enjoy the long stuff because you're like, I can just get lost, like lost in your thoughts, and you're just like, I'm not trying to like win this thing. I just want to enjoy it and finish. But I definitely I do love the shorter distances. Like, cause I mean, I was working at Coldwater, and Bryce, my coworker, was out there, and I was like, hey, Bryce, like, can I jump into this real fast? And he's like, oh, yeah, no problem. I'm like, sweet. So like I ran, I did the 5 mile and then came back and started working again. And it was just amazing. And it's just like, I don't know. I do love the short stuff. I just not really like super fit for it right now, but I'm just eking it out and enjoying it because it doesn't hurt anymore. That's the biggest
Yeah.
thing. I'm like, wow, running
That's so
doesn't have to
awesome.
hurt.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I'm so glad that you're back at that place where you can do it and there's no pain. There's nothing worse than that, where you're trying to do something that you love. You got a community that you're really ingrained in, but it hurts, or
Yeah.
there's just something off, and it's just so nice when that is resolved. So I'm really happy for you. That's awesome. You're in a good
Thank
place
you.
right now.
I'm super happy about it too. I feel like it's just been a long time coming, and God, it's a relief, like truly is a relief. And I do want like, especially with the hormone stuff, because it can cause you some severe joint pain. Like, and there's no rhyme or reason. It just
Hmm.
hurts. Like, I remember I was at Mesquite Canyon working a couple years ago, and I had gone up on a Mesquite trail to chase some runners down. And I was standing there and I'm just like, my legs hurt so bad. And there was no explanation for it. And I'm like, it's just all part of it. It's all part of it. It's crazy. And I'm like, this is not okay. I don't want to run. Like, I think I did like a good amount of miles that day, but they all hurt. It all hurt. And it's just like, this isn't even fun anymore. So we got to bring the fun back into life. Like, honestly, that's what
Yes,
it's all
yes.
about. Life's too short to not have it be fun and enjoyable as much as possible.
I completely agree. So why live a life if you can prevent it? Why not prevent that side of aging as long as possible and stay balanced and just enjoy your life as you get older. I just love that. And that's another reason I love your post. It's just like, this is me. I'm 50 and I love my life. It's just so real and genuine. I just really like it. And it's in a world full of Kardashians, everyone needs to be Jen. Be more like Jen.
No, that's what I'm. It's so hard. It's so hard aging though, because I do have, and I am not like a Botox hater. I just don't get it myself. But a lot of my twin gets it. I have a lot of friends that get it, and it's like I feel when I'm around them, like I'm looking at them, I'm like, God, their skin looks so good. Their skin looks so good, and it's like you feel the pressure. But honestly, it's like I don't want to get it because then I'm going to have to get it again in 3 months, and then again in 3 months, and it's like, why do I want to sign up for that subscription? Like, I just don't. And like, why do we feel like we need it? Why? Like, why is society making us, especially women, feel like we need to look a certain way when we all just look fine the way we are?
Yeah,
It's,
it's definitely.
it's like angering.
Yeah, it's
To
well.
me.
There's a definite financial advantage for all the people pushing it.
I know, right?
and
It's so true.
But you know what? I will say this. I'm not knocking on anybody who's doing anything to age however they want to age, Botox or whatever, surgeries. You do you. But I will say this: I have seen some of the most beautiful older women age so gracefully, and there's no work done, and they look so beautiful. And I just think I think maybe another reason why your content resonates with me is I just think that we should all just, kind of let that process happen. I'm not saying like, obviously, don't take your hormone replacement and all
Yeah.
that, but don't change the way you look so much.
Right.
Because you can age gracefully and beautifully. But
I agree. And then, like, what happens when you stop doing that stuff and then suddenly you look in the mirror and you're like, who am I?
yeah,
What
yeah,
am I looking at right now? Like,
yeah,
that I feel like to me is the scariest thing. You've been filling and Botoxing and everything. And it's like, yeah, you look great, but like, are you going to do that forever? Like, who wants to do that forever? I'd rather spend my money on workout clothes. you know like I don't know, and I've tried, it's like I get sucked into all the, oh, this, what did I just get recently? Oh, beef tallow. This beef tallow is gonna like take away your wrinkles. None of it takes away any wrinkles. It doesn't. I have one serum that I love because it has like a tint to it and it smells really good. Like it's not taking away anything. Like, let's be real, but we're all getting sucked into it. I get sucked into it all the time.
yeah.
And it's just, yeah.
But Jen, to me, because men struggle with this too. This is not just a female thing, obviously, but men struggle with this too. Like, you want to look good, you want to feel good, you want to look young. Side note about tallow: tallow is a fantastic lip balm. So take that for what you want. Take that. I use it like lips if I get really chapped lips, and for me it just cures it. And
Oh, that's awesome.
so I use tallow, but it's definitely not to get rid of all this stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, it's nothing's gonna help. I mean, the only thing I've done is I've gotten micro needled a couple times, and I need to go another, I don't know how many times. But that's just supposed to be like, regenerating your collagen or whatever. I don't think it's done a damn thing, honestly. But I'll get it. I'll get it a couple more times because I'm like, okay, I said I was gonna do it, and then you do it once a year. I don't know. Yeah.
I guess to summarize this whole thing for me is I overheard some people talking once, and this person was saying that they wanted to try and not smile as much because they noticed when they smile big, they
Oh
get
my
this.
gosh,
And it made me sad. It really did. It made
that's
me sad
sad.
because I thought, why would you not want to be happy and smile because of this? Look, I don't care. Who cares? Look at this. I'd rather be
Yeah,
happy.
yeah. That's
And
wild.
I think in our modern world, there's a lot of people who are really hurting and really sad and haven't really, they're not at one with themselves. They don't have a peace inside. They really haven't
Yeah.
found that. And I think a lot of these serums and whatever else is out there is probably a cover up for that. They're just not whole inside.
Yeah.
And that makes me sad also, because there's a lot of horrible things that happen in the world, and there's a lot of people that are going through pain, and they just are struggling. And maybe consumerism is their way of feeling better about it. And
Yeah.
so I really hope for people that they can just find that peace, and the serum's not going to take away the wrinkles. And smile,
I know.
get
No,
those. I don't know what they're called, but whatever those wrinkles are called, get those going.
these are oh, these are crow's feet.
Oh yeah,
Look,
get some big crow's feet. Smile
I love
big.
the crow's feet. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like, these are the least of my worries. I got all sorts of
yeah.
other stuff, but it's true. I feel like it is like finding that, confidence in yourself and just feeling good on the inside. I mean, I've always been like, it's not, if I feel good on the inside, I feel good on the outside. So like when I was having my hormone issues, I was not feeling good on the inside. So I was feeling and terrible on the outside. And if I'm like, getting to sleep and I'm balancing and I've got all that stuff taken care of, I'm like, I just feel so good. And it's such a
Yes.
relief. And I just want to like, I want everyone to have that opportunity because that's the thing. It's like, we're 50s or 40s or whatever. Our kids are getting a little bit older. Like we're finally having this time that really is for us. Like I was a stay at home mom for 17 years and our youngest is 14, so we do have that. The other two are out of the house adults, and we have that independence now that we didn't have before. So like imagine having this independence. I mean, yes, I work a gazillion jobs, but still, like, you don't have a little one that needs you at all costs, but you have the independence, and then you can't even like feel good about it because you just don't even want to get out of bed. Like you don't wake up and look at the sunrise and appreciate it because you're so freaking miserable. Like that's just no way. It's no way to live. It's awful.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, Jen. Also, I did want to say, as we've been talking about this hormone stuff, this is not a commercial. Like, we're not getting paid by anyone to talk like this.
It's pure
Neither of us is
silk.
sponsored by TRT or HRT. It's just something that I do, and I obviously you've shared your story. So, side note there's not a paid sponsorship here,
Yeah, zero.
but I just want to say I'm so proud of you. You're such a happy, amazing person. Your story is awesome, and please continue to run your crusade to help women, especially all the women that are around our age, your age, that haven't realized that they can get that back, that feeling back.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you doing that, and I also thank you for your time. I mean, this has been so much fun, and like I said, anybody who's been around Aravaipa or been anywhere close to it, who Jen is, and everybody loves you, and you're just a great ambassador for the ultra community, and I'm just so happy that you've come on and give me your evening. I'm sure you've got your husband at home and your 14-year-old, so thank you for that.
Thank you for having me. It was so much fun. I know I could
You're
rattle on
welcome.
forever. So
Oh yeah,
sorry.
that's totally fine. There's always part two. We could do that, but I do like to give my guests the last word, and what I mean by that is, share something. Maybe we in our conversation you thought of something and you want to go back to it, or if you want to give a shout out to somebody. All of the above, maybe a life mantra. I just like to give you the last word, so to close us out.
Oh, goodness. Well, I mean, definitely shouting out the ultra running community and just they're seriously one of a kind. Like I find so much joy in engaging with people on the Aravaipa account, the Cocodona account, the Javelina account, all of these accounts on our School's Not Butter, like just getting to know people, even if I never meet them in person. Like I love to feel their energy and excitement for the sport and just this, and everybody's just so supportive of one another. And it's truly a unique community. And I'm just so stoked to be able to be working in it and like having that for so long. It's been awesome. And honestly, I have to say, like, also just this recent thing on my own Instagram and all the women that are coming forward and saying like, oh my goodness, like I feel this way, I feel that way, like asking questions about my experience, like please keep asking those questions. And like, I feel like that's becoming its own community. Like, let's just get through this, age together, age wildly, have fun, drink our beer, work out, get outside, all of that stuff. Like, I feel like it's kind of like almost the same, like big, giant supportive community. And it's pretty damn cool. So
That's so
I'm just
awesome.
excited to be able to like do this. Like, I mean, the social media for Aravipa and Squirrels Nut Butter is my job. Like, honestly, it's my job. Like, really, it's so much fun. So it's
That's
been a
so cool.
pleasure.
Yeah. Well, I do like to give my guests a gift from Death March Running Company. So what I'll do is offline. Obviously, don't share your address here, but offline I'll get your mailing address, and I'll send you something from Death March just to say thank you for doing this. Also because I love all their stuff. I loved them way before I was ever affiliated with them in any way. So it's just a way to say thanks. Obviously, like I said, you're super busy with you just listed off all the people you manage their accounts for.
There's so many. There's a lot.
So, so thank you so much for doing this, Jen. And if someone is not following you, what is your Instagram and your different other handles? I'll share them on the podcast, but just if someone's listening now and can't, click into it, go ahead and share your account out.
Well, my personal one is at Jen Laughlin _18. And then, of course, follow Aravipa, Cocodona, Javelina, Flagstaff, Sky Peak, Squirrel's Nut Butter. Let's see. Hold on. There's a lot more. Oh, there's some Aravipa rides. No, there's a ton. I'm kidding. You don't have to follow them, but that would be great if you did.
Well, again, thank you so much, and this has been such a treat, and we'll definitely stay in touch.
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jen.
Okay.